I'm Lacey. I'm your social worker.
Hi there.
Recently the school called me about, the problems that your son was going through at school. Can you kind of give me a brief description of what's going on?
Well, I have 2 grandchildren. One of them's Maria, she's 10 years old, and then I have Tony, who's 13, but she's at that stage where everything I do or his grandpa says is wrong, and we're just dumb, and we're old, and we have Alzheimer's, and we just don't know anything. And their parents died 5 years ago in a car wreck. They were at this party, which they should not have been, but they think they're grown, and look what happened to them. And so now me and my husband are taking care of them. And I think all that stress that Tony has caused made my husband have a stroke, and he's been at the hospital. So I have all these bills coming in, and it's just really stressful. And I feel like nobody is helping me. Nobody cares because, I have nobody. I only had one daughter, and, she died because they just had to go to that party. And then I'm cleaning apartments, I'm cleaning houses, and, my grandbabies are by themselves because they can't be there. They don't know how to clean, and they're always mad because they have to go. They want to stay home and play on those phones all day. And then now the school's telling me that my grandson, he's just fighting, just not listening, and just, being a teenage boy, which I understand, teenage boys do that, but, I don't want him to be that way. And so we're having problems like that, and I want him to just get his act together. And, my husband, I'm afraid if I tell him, he's going to get sick again. And, I don't want that to happen. And I just want him to understand what we've been going through. And I feel like Tony doesn't understand. Maria doesn't talk about anything. She just wants to, be on her phone and just doesn't listen to us. It's just a whole mess going on.
Okay. Well, that's a lot. It's a lot that you're going through. I'm sorry that you're having to go through all this. So everything that we say in here is confidential, okay? It's just going to stay between us. The only time that I will have to say something is if I do suspect child abuse or self-harm or elderly abuse. But I will go through you and let you know that I have to report something, and then we'll go through my supervisor. But is it okay that I write some stuff down so I don't forget anything? Okay. So from what I heard, you're raising your 10-year-old, her name's Maria, okay, grandchild, and your 13-year-old Tony, right?
Yes, Tony.
And Tony's having some problems. Is it attitude problems, kind of?
It's attitude.
Yeah. Okay. And Maria is just quiet and reserved to herself. She just wants to stay on her phone and not really socialize with anybody. Okay. And your daughter, was it your daughter that passed away?
Yes,
yeah.
It was my daughter.
Okay. I'm really sorry about that. And your husband is, he's recently suffered from a stroke, and you think that what caused his stroke was just the children and the stress from having to raise them?
Yes.
Okay. So, is there any, concerns that you have about, you're concerned that when your husband comes home that he might get sick again because of, what Tony's going through at school and, all the other stress from home. Is there anything else you're concerned about?
Well, we live in a 2-story house, and the bottom floor, that's where we take showers, bathtubs in there, and where we go to the bathroom and everything. And upstairs where we live, we have our living room and, kitchen. But the downstairs is mostly kind of like a garage, bathroom, and I'm just worried when he comes home, he has to go to the bathroom. I'm old. Tony doesn't want to do anything. What if he falls down the stairs? Or what are we going to do? Like, we don't have the funds to buy a new house. We don't have the funds to create a bathroom.
Okay. So would you be maybe, interested in getting, getting Maria and Tony into some kind of counseling, individual or family counseling.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
I feel like if they won't talk to us, that we can, maybe they can find someone that they can talk to.
So, all right, we'll do individual. And maybe, maybe do like some family sessions too in there so that we can, kind of explain to the kids, what's going on with Grandpa, and also explain to Grandpa what's going on with the kids, and we can maybe all come on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, my husband, he's very traditional. He doesn't believe in this stuff, so I had to come here behind his back. So if there was maybe something religion-wise that we could do.
Okay. Okay. So religion-wise, like maybe,
if there's any like counseling sessions that we could do at the church.
Okay, yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I can look into that for you. I can look into different churches. What kind of religion are you?
Catholic.
Catholic? Okay. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely look into that for you so that it won't cause a problem with Grandpa. Is there any, do you think that maybe involving Maria and Tony into some kind of like group activities with other kids would be beneficial to them? Do you think they would react okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, so tell me a little bit about what they like to do.
Well, Maria, like I said, always on that phone. But when she's not, when I tell her put it away, or if it doesn't have any battery, she likes to read. We have a big little bookshelf. We have a big bookshelf in our house, and she's always reading, whether it be in Spanish or English. So she reads. Tony, on the other hand, he's always on his phone, or he plays that little thing with the TV noises, with the little controls. He's always on that thing. And then, when his grandpa, when he was at the house, he would always yell at him, to help him with the yard, and he just doesn't want to because it's hot, or when it gets sweaty. But other than that, he does help me cook, though. When, Tony, he likes cooking, and he likes being there in the kitchen with me when he's not on that little contraption thing. So I think he likes cooking.
Okay, cooking. Okay. He likes video games. Is that what the contraction thing
Yes,
is? Okay.
yes, video games.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we can look into into the community and see what we can find. I think that the local library offers some stuff, like group reading and stuff for people her age, and I bet she would really like that. Now for Tony, for cooking, we can look into seeing if we can find. Some schools do offer like home ec.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So some schools offer like home ec, where it does cooking. It teaches them a lot of home stuff, like even sewing and stuff. I mean, I don't know that he would like all that, but he'd probably really enjoy the cooking part of it. I can look into other places around the community to see what I could find for him on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Now for your husband, Mr. Sanchez, what, I know you're really worried about like funds and finances, especially with hospital bills and things like that. So, would you be okay with like me looking into? Do you think that he would be okay with me looking into maybe getting you guys some food stamps or TANF? He
wouldn't be okay, but I think if maybe you would talk to him and kind of let him know, how much we need it, I feel like he would be okay.
Okay.
Once explaining it to him.
Okay, so I just need to explain it to him.
Yes.
I can definitely do that.
Yes.
And sometimes that's just a cultural thing that they need. It's hard sometimes for people to ask for help. So
yes. So I'm all for it. It would take, make me breathe a little bit more. So if you could just explain to him that it's not a bad thing and that I need it, I feel like he would be more up to it.
Okay. All right. And maybe so since he's having so much. Okay, since you have like the 2-story house and getting him upstairs to the bathroom is definitely going to be a concern. Maybe we can look into like some kind of home health or where nurses come in and check on him and make sure that he's able to do what he needs to do, or maybe have someone sit there with him because those services are offered for people.
Yes.
If the finances are right, and I'll just have to get a little bit of information from you on that at a later time. So we'll look into home health for him. Okay. So which one do you think that you would like to address first? Do you think maybe you want to address the you know, the children and getting them into the counseling and the group activities first, or would you like to go through your husband and kind of talk to him first?
I think I need to talk to my husband first.
Okay, so we'll talk to the husband first. Okay, and maybe we can set something up with his rehab facility,
Yes.
and maybe me and you go in there together.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We can do that, and then once we talk to him, we can look further into, you know, counseling sessions and things for the children and
Yes.
things that they would like. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of give an overview of what we talked about.
Mhm.
You know, you're going through a lot right now, and you know you're very strong, and you're dealing with it the best that you can. You know, from everything I've gathered, you know, your daughter passed away, leaving you in charge of the children, Maria and Tony, who are 10 and 13 now. Tony's going through some problems at school, you know, attitude problems and talking back and things. And as a result, your husband suffered from a stroke, and he's, you know, you're worried about how you're going to get him upstairs, and that coming home is going to make him sick because of all the things that the children are going through right now. So we talked about maybe getting them into some counseling sessions, and maybe getting Maria into like a reading group with some friends, which might help her open up a little bit, and Tony into some, you know, cooking classes with other people, and maybe also, you know, look into food stamps and TANF and some home health that we can help you with finances. Does everything sound about right?
Mm-hmm. That sounds, yeah.
Okay, all right. And so how are you? I mean, I know we've talked a lot about your family and everything. How are you handling all this?
I'm okay. I think once they're taken care of, I'll be okay.
Okay, awesome. Well, you are very, very strong for doing all this.
Thank
I just want you to know. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll meet with you probably later this week, so we can go talk to your husband, so we don't have to put it off any further, and we can get started on all this stuff. And we'll meet at, you know, your husband's rehab facility before he comes home. We can kind of talk with him about what we're looking into, and then we can set up an additional meeting from there with maybe the children too, and, you know, let them know what we're going to start doing. Does that sound okay?
Mm-hmm. Sounds great.
Okay, well, it was nice to meet you, Miss.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.